Welcome to Unhinged Radio, where the rooms have no doors. Because this is an open conversation. We host all orcs, ogres, gremlins, and goblins. Ghouls, too. You are legally obligated to be 3% less human. Please take off your shoes, get some snacks. Please don't step on the dog. Don't forget to hug the cat. Thank you for walking in. We got a confessional that just made my chest tingle. The feminine wants to be taken without her consent. Reddit post, Reddit confession by Michael on Reddit. Truth off my chest subreddit.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was created by a user named ObjectiveEvent8908 in January of 2024. The post is titled, "I hate my wife, I hate my kid, I hate my life. I'm a 30-year-old dad of a 1-year-old girl. I'm not actually married to her mother, but we've been in a stable relationship for about 4 years, and I just can't handle life anymore. We've had a rough and tiresome relationship, and before I could end things for good, she got pregnant. So I
don't got my therapist glasses. Oh. Continue.
Sucked it up for our daughter ever since. She's a nice kid, but extremely energetic and a poor sleeper. So I barely get enough sleep at night because I'm the one who handles the rough parts of raising our child, bathing, feeding, changing diapers, soothing, and putting her to sleep, etc. I'm tired all the time because of work, raising our child, and enduring the rough treatment from my girlfriend. And honestly, I'm at my mental and physical limit now. My body aches horribly when I wake up in the mornings, and since I'm working from home, I care for our girl 24/7 nonstop. I've been having really nasty thoughts lately about all this. Wishing to run away, wishing I had never met my girlfriend, wishing our baby had never been born. I want to believe it's just the stress and sleep deprivation, but every day I feel my mind slip further. I went to different therapists in hopes of finding some way to endure all this, but it was of no help. I just hope I can endure this until she grows up to a point where I can leave my girlfriend and care for our daughter separately. Sorry for the long post. I needed to vent, and maybe anyone who reads this has gone through something similar and found anything that helps." A deleted user said, "I want to offer you some love. It's good you're venting your feelings. I don't think telling someone what they're feeling is wrong will help change anything. So my guess is your first step is going to be finding a way to sit with yourself for even a second every day and tell those scared, exhausted, and angry parts of yourself that they're okay to be feeling what they feel. Don't."
As a man who has been in a relationship with a woman that is very, again, word of the day, egotistical and has egotisticism. If you are with someone that is like that, well, he probably isn't. Well, we don't know. But I feel like you're probably with someone who is like that, or you were raised in a household where your parents were like that. They didn't care about how you felt. It was what they wanted. So like my brother here, Mr. Deleted, 7 months ago, I'm going to tell you like this. You do not need to stay somewhere where you feel like you are being tested and tried for no reason, simply because you are there. And if it feels like it is harder to get the hard conversations said so you can come to a conclusion on both sides, both parties can come to some sort of common ground, then that means you must leave. Still take care of your child, but you must leave. For you are not with the person you need to be with. You are with someone you thought you wanted to be with. And that resulted in a child. Be with your child, but you don't gotta be with your child's mother. Don't be a deadbeat, but do dip the fuck out. I'm just saying, bro, like, hey.
Don't focus on forcing yourself to love anyone, just leave space for it to show up. I'm sure you do love your kid, but are just too tired to reach it. I think my dad resented me and my sister growing up, and I don't think he really wanted to be a dad. He sacrificed his whole life for us, and I wish he hadn't. We were financially secure, which is no small thing, but having him so upset all the time messed me and my sister up royally. I would have rather he found a way to take care of himself, even if it meant our parents didn't stay together. I think
Again, make sure you are in a relationship with someone that doesn't make you do everything, or someone who doesn't believe that they're doing everything and you're doing nothing. If you gonna be with someone and have a kid with them, y'all both need to put together a list of what y'all do. I do this, you do this. Let's see where we can help each other on these things in which we do. Because you may think what's on your list is a lot. Whole time, I can do what's on your list without thinking about it. It's the other micromanaging shit that I don't like. That's with both parties. I'm speaking in unisex right now, whether it's you or the woman. Do something that allows you to decompress. That allows you to love what you have created at the crib. Do not force yourself to be with somebody simply because you have a child with them or you're in a stable relationship, even though you feel like you're wasting your life being there. If you come home every day and you hate what you come home to, you might as well wrap it up, bro. Again, go ahead and clock out for me. Make sure you give me your badge on the way out. Like, I'm not saying leave your kid, bro. Never leave your kid. But you gotta know what you signed up for. Everybody needs to know what they signed up for. A lot of people forget themselves trying to be there for other people. Stop doing that.
I think my parents would have been pretty great separately, but together they made each other crazy, and that was terrible to grow up with. Put on your oxygen mask first so you can take care of your kid. If therapy doesn't help, maybe you can find a men's group or 12-step group for dysfunctional families or something. User Julian S. 1989 said, "Mate, you can't help your feelings, but this little one needs you. It doesn't sound to me like you're in the right place to be dealing with all of this, and your health is going downhill. Having a baby is an enormous change. If you hate your wife/girlfriend, then it would be much better to tell her you don't want to be with her now than a year down the line when you feel 100 times worse. Be upfront and communicate with her the difficulties you're having. Probably best not to mention you feel like you hate them both. But be blunt and say it's not working for you. Your little girl does need you though, and this isn't her fault. She's just a baby. I think you may be depressed, and it might be a good idea to seek help separately so you can talk to someone about this rather than letting it stew." User Thrust Issues said, "For the sake of your daughter, do not be afraid to reach out to people close to you for help. Even having a friend bringing over a cooked meal would make you feel immensely better. It's definitely hard raising a kid, but she needs you. It's only been the first year, and once she gets to the age of being able to speak, I'm sure..."
Yeah, nigga, and she's one. She's one, gang. What's the beginning of the story? Where's the beginning of this, Aki? Like, were y'all already a weird relationship before you had the kid, or was she a one-night stand? Because if she's a one-night stand, you got her pregnant, you decided to stick around, you stupid. Again, wrap it up. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm hoping you were with this woman longer than, just you found her at the bar. You were drunk, she was drunk. 9 months later, wah, and you decided to stay with her. I hope it wasn't that, cause I don't condone that shit, bro. That's your fault. But if it's like you're with someone and it was already bad and you thought a kid was gonna change it and now it's even worse, bro, my advice before, go ahead. Lock that shit in, Aki. Tell Shawty you can't do it no more with her. You want to be there for the kid, you just don't want her. Nigga, my dad tried to tell my mama the same thing. He wanted to be in my life, he just didn't want to be in hers. She ain't like that. Now I didn't have a chance to grow up with a dad because of that. Shawty ran off with me. Still don't know this nigga name. She refused to tell me. Like, I'll figure it out one day, and hopefully if that nigga's still alive, I get to hear his side of the story. But hey, if you were in a relationship where you just so happened to bust and now there's a baby and you didn't really want Shawty, that's your fault. That's your fault. But continue.
She'll make you feel like it was all worth it. User mmary92 said, sometimes staying with someone is worse for the child than leaving. There are plenty of families that are doing well even though separated. Sometimes staying with someone does more harm than good, and honestly, your girlfriend sounds like she's bringing you down. You only have one life to live, and separating from your girlfriend may be better for the child overall. It's just something to consider. User Turtle Things said, you need to leave. Leave, stay with your parents or a friend for a while and tell them how you feel and work out a custody agreement. Get some evidence you're doing most of the caretaking and the mom is not the best. Your daughter will be able to tell that you don't like her. If she's a poor sleeper, get a sleep routine in place. Enforce it. What hours do you work? Typical 9 to 5. Feed her dinner at 5:30, bath at 5:45, down to bed at 6 in a dark room, maybe a nightlight with a noise machine and a bottle of milk if she takes a bottle. It'll take a while, but if you enforce it, it'll work. Watch some Super Nanny, but above all else, leave. Props to OP for stepping up. Not many fathers are man enough to do that. He just as easily could have committed with leaving and abandoned his child. We don't know all the details, but it really sucks to hear that it seems that OP is taking the brunt of taking care of the newborn. If possible, seeking professional help and conveying all.
And that's what it sounds like, bro. If you're doing all the work and she's doing nothing, what was the point of you having a baby with her? Well, she pushed that motherfucker out and she was like, up, his job now. And you got to go to work? We all know kids are hard. Well, they're not. Kids aren't hard to raise, but like we all know that kids are hard to keep up with all the goddamn time. Because you're no longer the most important person in your day. We all know that. Bro, if your shawty ain't doing nothing with the kid, you might as well tell her, you might as well like go to the court and say that she's an unfit parent, document everything that she's done wrong and that she's not doing. And you get sole custody, collect child support. Women do it to men all the time. And most of the time, these niggas don't even be unfit parents. They just don't want the nigga to leave. They don't want to be lonely. So like, do what you gotta do, bro. Do what you gotta do.
Your thoughts into words may help. Also, if this relationship is to be serious, then I think OP needs to tell his GF about how he feels. Otherwise, it may be best for the couple to split up and find a new approach to co-parenting. Obviously, that wouldn't be ideal for the child, but at the very least, OP would be in a better mental state, which you can argue will make him a more effective father. I think it's totally normal to have these kind of thoughts. Better to acknowledge them early on, rather than let them brew and cause additional stress. This post was made 7 months ago, and ever since OP never gave us an update post. However, he did provide additional information via a comment. It says, "Hello, I wanted to thank you all for the overwhelming support. For more context, my girlfriend works day and night shifts on site at a metallurgical company. In my country, the law provides shorter working days and feeding hours for new mothers, so she works less than 6 hours a day. She was also diagnosed with postpartum depression, PPD, and is on medication, but she frequently forgets to take her meds, even if I bring them to her myself. I've been doing all I can to support her, but she..."
You better force her to swallow them bitches. Slip that shit into her food. Your mental health is on the line, sir. You can't let her forgetfulness like diminish the amount of mental energy you gotta put in to just being with her. And the kid. Y'all both doing things. Now I get the full story. Bro, y'all both doing shit. And I hope that in the rest of this, she's like actually doing shit with the child. Not just going to work. Cause you end up like Johnny Test Daddy. You don't want that. No one wants that.
She constantly lashes out at me, berates me, and is always condescending when speaking to me. I try not to mind it, but it's just too overwhelming and I feel like crap all the time. She also sleeps most of the day due to night shifts, but when she's awake, I have to cater to her and the baby's every need. She plays with the baby and sometimes cooks something for both of us or does the dishes, but that's it. I keep telling myself it's due to her condition, but then again, she was always kind of like this even before having a baby. I'll try finding a specialist for support in all this. I've read a lot of...
And you put a baby in that, Brody. She was already like that. She sometimes cooks something for the both of us and does the dishes, but that's it. So she don't pay bills? Cause she go to work, but she don't pay bills? What is she doing? Does she got hobbies? Is she doing her hobbies? Is she doing anything that's gonna allow her to not be depressed? Let's give her some form of purpose afterwards besides just work. Because working isn't a purpose. Working is what's the word? I learned it and then I'm losing it. I'm not losing it. It's coming back to me. Working is not a purpose. It is a priority to maintain a function. Write that down. Working is not a purpose. It is a priority to maintain a function. If she's just working, coming home, playing with the baby, and she cooks, like you said, sometimes, and then does the dishes, that's all she's doing. She needs a hobby, bro. She lashes out at you, berates you, condescendingly speaks to you, makes you feel like crap, bro, just leave. I've dealt with this before. If shawty makes you feel like shit just for being around and you're literally being a loving boyfriend and support, bro, leave. Take care of your child, but leave. If she does all of that and you only have a couple of positives, if there's more cons than pros, leave her, bro. I know nobody wants to leave the person they think that they're destined to be with, but yo, I hate to sound cliche, but it's something better down the street, nigga. It's something better down the street, bro.
About PPD in parents, and I believe it must be that since I feel exhausted and depressed all the time. Also, I would never for the life of me hurt my daughter, and these horrible thoughts I get come whenever I'm feeling absolutely drained and tired. I guess I don't really hate our daughter. I love her smile and how happy she always is, but when I think about how miserable I have been ever since she was born, I don't know. I have so many conflicting feelings. Anyways, again, thank you everyone for your support. I feel a little less overburdened seeing all your comments from you or people you know going through the same and having made it. And I feel so bad for those who didn't and are having it as rough as me. Hopefully, we can all make it. This next post was made just under a week ago in the Off My Chest subreddit by a user named Nervous Opportunist. The post is titled, "My boyfriend told me about his kink. I'm not sure how I feel about this. For context, my boyfriend and I have been dating for 10 months. When we met, I was deep into an eating disorder and he helped me out of it, along with being in therapy. He's absolutely amazing and everything I could ever ask for. He makes me food every day and I'm so happy with him. Though I'm still very skinny, I'm finally up to a healthy weight after being underweight for so long. I've gained a bit of weight lately and he's been so kind about it. He admitted to previously being attracted to chubby girls, which he thought would upset me, and I was like, oh, I love chubby girls too. I'm bisexual. He's been asking me if I want to get more chubby and talking about making me chubby. He asked me if I'm comfortable with gaining weight. He's been encouraging me to eat things with more calories and protein. He's also talked about me stopping exercising completely. I like to go to
What's this kink called? It's not voyeurism. That's when you want to be ate by somebody. What is it? It's some type of kink where you get sexually aroused off making somebody fat. Or you're sexually aroused by fat people and you want to make them even more fat. Forgot what the... But yeah, that's what that nigga has. And that's actually a mental issue. For those of you who don't know, most of your kinks are linked to a mental problem. You're just traumatized. You're not sexy.
The gym and run. He started saying things like he'd love it if I could gain 15 pounds by the end of the month. He started saying he was going to help me gain 60 pounds by the end of the year. A couple of days ago, I told him I was not exactly comfortable with this. I told him I don't like weight goals and counting calories. That's what I struggled with a lot when I was deep into my anorexia. I told him I just wanted to be comfortable eating whatever I pleased within reason and not worrying about the calories. He was initially upset but understanding and got over it when I said he could still make me food, just without all the calorie consideration. Yesterday, he asked me during if he could tease me about my weight. We're not super kinky, usually some light degrading or praise, but I told him I was comfortable with it, which I truly was. He called me his chubby little pig. He's called me a pig before as a compliment. He's autistic, so he's not great at compliments, but I think pigs are adorable, so I get what he's saying. Anyway, he felt a bit guilty after and apologized, but I told him I was 100% comfortable, and if I wasn't, I would have told him. When we were calling later that night, I joked, I used to overthink that you had one of those weird feeding fetishes. He was confused and looked it up. It's called feederism for anyone wondering. He didn't seem too concerned. We were joking around. He asked me what I would do if he really had such a fetish. I said I wasn't sure. Fast forward to today, he told me he had to tell me something. He tells me that he has this fetish. He has been apologizing over text nonstop and telling me that he feels gross and he hates himself. He's begging me not to break up with him. I love him so much and I don't want to break up with him. I don't share this fetish, but besides that, we are perfectly compatible. I don't judge him for this either. I told him I am not upset or mad, just a bit surprised, but I am absolutely not judging him. I just don't know what to do or how to move forward. User Luscarora said, please be careful with your body and mind. His sexual satisfaction is not worth your health. User Prickly Basil said, you have an eating disorder. That shit is insidious and can be a lifelong battle. This dude, consciously or subconsciously, has honed in on that. He is not safe for you in any way, shape, or form. Maybe...
Yeah, I was going to mention it a little bit. Just because you're sexually compatible does not mean you're supposed to be with them, bro. He wants to make you fat because he finds fat women more sexually, what's the word? Not sexually attractive. Sexually stimulating. Because attractiveness and stimulation is two different things. For those of you who don't know, go ahead and do your research. Feederism, that's what, yeah. That's the only thing that'll really get him going. He may be compatible to you now, but his real kink is watching you get fat. That's partly a degradation kink. He wants to feel like he's better than you, and he gets to like use that against you. Yeah, you probably love that nigga, but hey, this is just my 2 cents. I just want to make sure I gave you some spare change, my nigga. That's it.
he was at the start, but this sounds like extremely unsafe behavior for you to be around ever. Him asking you to stop exercising in a normal fashion, him expressing the desire to want to control your weight, and then having the nerve to get upset when you set a reasonable boundary. This is an absolute red flag parade. Look, 10 months is not that long, and not every breakup has to be a tragedy. You can appreciate the time you had with him and be grateful he was the person you needed when you needed him. But things have clearly shifted in a way that I would argue is legitimately dangerous for your recovery. 10 months is about the time people start to show you who they really are, and this guy really is obsessed with weight. The exact last thing you will ever need in your life. Run away, please. User Midnight T 739 said, weight degradation towards person who recently started recovering from eating disorder is very bad. He is not concerned about your health at all. The only positive thing you described was that he helped you recover from an eating disorder. Well, now it's clear that it was a sexual thing for him, and he might make you develop another one. I know it sucks.
Didn't I just talk about this, bro? Like, me personally, I'd rather you just be healthy. You don't got to be completely skinny. But part of me don't want you to be obese either. It seems like he wants you to be obese. Like, he wants you to be huge, nigga. You don't think that's weird? Like, if you skinny and you gain some weight, cool. But if you become obese, I'm gonna be concerned for you. Because like that shit said, you're gonna trade one eating disorder with another one. Not eating at all to eating way too much. And this comes from a nigga who used to eat way too much because I had a stress-induced eating disorder where I thought food was my only comfort. Look at me now. Look at me now. You can't see because this is a black shirt, but I have pecs. They're here. If you can tell by my neck, very, very muscular. You know, my forearms, I'm a muscular dude. I went from being in one eating disorder where I ate way too much to try to alleviate stress to eating not enough because I hated the fact that I was fat and gained body dysmorphia off of that eating disorder to end up being, what's the word? Is it, I don't know if it was anorexic or bulimic. No, bulimic is when you throw up. Anorexic is like you refuse to eat. I do believe that. If that is so. But yeah, to where now I eat everything in moderation and balance. You're not with someone that, yeah. Like I was in a relationship with someone that only liked fat people. I didn't want to be fat no more because in my head it clicked like, damn, bro, I use food as a way to escape, not a way to actually fuel my body. Started going to the gym. That woman literally told me, I don't like men that go to the gym because they look like their bodies are hard, and I don't like that. I remember telling her, like, but that muscles aren't hard. They're just well-shaped. She was like, oh, well, I still don't like that. I went to the gym every day. And I kid you not, the relationship with her got worse and worse. And then now that my body is like where it's at now, I'm more happy with myself. Not because of how my body looks, because like I put in food in my diet. I put food in my diet that is good for me healthily. Not just to be eating it. I still have my my guilty pleasure foods. Like, I love Chinese food. Used to eat that shit all the time. Used to love eating fried chicken almost every day. No racial. No races. No stereotype. Don't chill. Used to eat that shit every day. Fried food here, fried food there. Smothered this. twice baked that. This with hella cheese on it. That'll, bro. That shit every day is not good for you, bro. That shit every day is not good for you. I decided I was not gonna go through that no more. And when I tell you, it ruined a lot of relationships for me because I went from being obese to looking like this. Well, obese to skinny swole. Like you're not skinny, but you're not skinny, but you got muscle on you. So like you toned, I guess. I went from obese to toned and skinny to absolutely fucking huge. I lost every friend, bro. Every friend. I lost a lover. I lost friends. I lost the support of family members. I got talked shit about because of how I changed myself so quickly. All that. And that shit still going on to this day. Nigga, it's been 3 years. Going on 4. Yo. That was a crazy ass tangent to go on, but my nigga, I'm just letting you know. You with the wrong person to be doing this whole thinking it's healthy and no, it's not. Your heart is just way too big and you need to stop being nice. That man is meant to be in your life for a season. He wasn't in your life to be the main reason to stay. No, let that nigga go.
But he will be a dangerous partner for you. User external tiger 393 said, ideally what happens here is that you have a frank and honest conversation that is both respectful of his feelings and your needs. He has a fetish. Great. But you aren't required to be comfortable interacting with that fetish. And if you don't want to be fed and you don't want to be degraded in bed, that's pretty reasonable. If you make your boundaries and needs clear, then maybe nothing else even needs to happen. There are a lot of ways to approach this if he needs it in his life for some reason. For example, he could watch porn or read erotica about it. I'm gray ace and my sexuality is really just a series of overlapping kinks. And my partner actually has far more fetishes than I do. He reads porn about it. It's not really an issue for us. I will never need to pretend that he's become an enormous blueberry person in bed or whatever. This doesn't need to be a problem unless your partner decides that it needs to be one. User my lost feet said, nope. That kink is harmful in most cases because people who have it tend to target vulnerable people and not disclose it, which makes it non-consensual. I'm not saying this is always the case, but if you've been in community with plus-sized women, you'll know it happens a lot. Please take care of yourself. Eating disorders are dangerous and your partner shouldn't even be talking to you about food, calories, or any of that, much less trying to control your weight or what you eat or counting calories. That's a conversation you have with your therapist or your medical professional. If I were you, I'd get out fast. I know you love this person, but he has been less than straightforward with you. I'm also autistic and that doesn't explain or justify his behavior at all. It seems like he's only sorry now that he has seen how his actions hurt you, but he never thought about consent, boundaries, or your well-being while he was feeding you and planning to fatten you to get himself off without your explicit consent and while you were in the middle of your ED recovery process. That's a massive red flag. The final post for today was made in the True Off My Chest subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled, I Want to Be Raped. Before I say anything, I don't need advice, and I've been in long-term therapy since 2016 with different therapists, and nothing has helped my severe depression. I was debating posting this a while ago, and
this is the story we've been waiting for. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in.
Chest subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled, I Want to Be Raped. Before I say anything, I don't need advice, and I've been in long-term...
Crazy fetish. I've met a woman with this same fetish. I've met a lot of weird women. A lot of weird women. Damn, I've met a lot of weird women.
Therapy since 2016 with different therapists, and nothing has helped my severe depression. I was debating posting this a while ago, and I've told my friends about it, but I fantasize about being raped. Not non-consensually, because non-consensual implies an agreement, and I want this to be completely out of my control. To better explain, I'm in my mid-20s, and after my ex left, I felt so empty. He's long since replaced me, and I'm practically begging for someone to date me. Between the constant rejections and the lies and stuff, I haven't been able to reconnect with anyone on the same level. I hate the thought of casual sex and am actually a virgin. So many people want sex, yet I'm afraid of it, and I feel like I would be a bit less afraid if my virginity was just taken from me by a relatively... attractive man.
Not gonna
I think
pause.
about
Hold
it
up.
daily, and I know it's traumatic, but the idea of just having my virginity taken, so maybe I won't be as scared anymore. And I know I should get help over this, but this was less of me looking for help and more of me screaming into the void. So this is honestly an insane post. OP already said that she was going through therapy. The post was made 4 months ago, and she said she's been getting professional help for about 8 years at this point. I wish I could provide more meaningful commentary here, but I'm not sure I can. It seems pretty clear that OP is just longing to be in a loving relationship. At first, I thought that this fantasy she had was meant to fill that space of loneliness she's been feeling, which that in itself is already insane. But OP did say that she's mainly scared about losing her virginity in a normal setting, so in her mind, this is the better option. Needless to say, this is wrong. I really hope that OP doesn't put herself in a situation to actually carry this out. OP.
Alright. The main reason why some people have these fantasies is because they want to feel, they already feel like they don't have control. And they can either go one or two ways. They either want absolute control or they love it when someone else tells them what to do because that's all they know. And since this is like a form of like virginity, she has this urge, this sexual urge. She's most likely, I wouldn't call it sexual frustration. It is more so on the lines of, I wouldn't even call it sexually deprived because she's never had sex. It's more of she's, what's the word? Aki? Sexually repressed. Sexually repressed. She is sexually repressed. She wants to feel it happen, but doesn't know how to initiate it, and therefore not knowing how to initiate it makes her feel uncomfortable. And with it making her feel uncomfortable, she'll never be able to initiate it. So her only result is if a random attractive man decides to take it from me, I'll be okay with that. I've met a woman like this. She asked me to do that to her. No. I was 16. Shawty was 17, a year older than me. We were on FaceTime. And she just started venting. Well, like, yeah, sometimes I think like that, da, da, da. And then it got onto the topic. I would be like, you know, if you insert word here that we can't say because then I won't be able to post these videos everywhere else. To me, I wouldn't even be mad. And I'm like, bro, what? She was like, yeah, like, I wouldn't care as long as it was you. And I was like, why not just, have regular consensual? She was like, no, it's not the same. Like, if I was asleep and you walked into my house and you took it from me, and I woke up and seen it was you, I'd be okay with it. It's funny now. It was traumatizing back. I stopped talking to that chick like 2 days after that because I couldn't get it out of my head.
P didn't provide any update posts on this particular topic, but she did add 2 posts in the vent subreddit, letting us get a better look at her mental state. The first post is titled, "One of my worst nights." Tonight is probably one of my worst nights as far as sleeping goes. I've been sick. Something is wrong with my colon. Right now, nothing chronic, but we need more tests. It might be IBS. I have been feeling it spasming for the last 12 hours. I've been experiencing some health issues for the past few months, but since February, it's gotten worse. Today, it escalated to spasms, and I'm not sure if that means I'm slowly becoming free from these problems or if they're escalating, but I plan on scheduling another appointment soon. The AC in my house isn't working, and therefore my room is warm, which only escalates my anxiety and stress levels and makes it harder for me to sleep. As I tried to sleep over the past few hours, I had a weird dream that I'm not
Shawty don't know how to calm down.
particularly able to describe. It was messy. It had something to do with a fursuit. I don't own one and never have. And just going out to find a partner and getting rejected at every turn. I woke up wanting to cry. I was insanely overwhelmed and have been feeling overwhelmed with everything as of late. I'm supposed to go to my friend's house to spend the night tonight, but I really don't want to, for multiple reasons. But besides that, I'm tired of being alone. I've been trying for a long time to find a partner, and despite it all, I haven't found anyone. My ex moved on already and is in a happy relationship with someone from his home country, and I am, as always, digging to try to find something. Please don't mention work on yourself first, stop looking and it'll find you, or you're still young. I'm in therapy and I have been for a while, but my mental health has gotten worse.
Yeah, people who say don't settle down because you're still young. Nigga, when you're in your 20s, you should be looking for someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Why would you wait until you're 30? Like, everybody would have been baby mama, baby daddied. Extra bodies, had a STD or a STD scare, has some type of ex that they're still holding on to that's never going to leave their life. Like, when you're younger, bro, do your best to be with someone that you want to be with in longevity. Not just short, sporadic flings, nigga. Like, that's the most stupidest thing in the world. This coming from a dude that doesn't believe in the hoe phase. Because there's no such thing as a hoe phase, you just a hoe. And if you end up as a hoe that ended up getting married, good for you. But like, you still a hoe. You got, I don't want to say 6 is a lot, but like, that's not even a handful. So like, especially if they're not relationships. If you went in 6 relationships and they're like, maybe like a year here, 2 years there, that's cool. But if you've been with 70 people sexually and you only 25, 28, 29, 30, you really, hey, bro, you got to be with your own kind. We need to start a website called bop.com, and it's going to be a dating website for people who know their exact body count. And they gotta put their body count on that bitch in order to use that motherfucker to find love. Databop.com for the women tired of homie hopping. And the men tired of all the pussy popping. Join us today on bop.com. Nigga, we got it. $1 million idea.
2 months ago, there were plans made for a guy to come see me, tickets bought and everything, and he canceled on me at the last moment. It broke me in a way that I had never been broken before. I went from being okay to all of my emotions fading out of me in an instant, and I went out to do something I normally enjoy, but no joy was there at all. I still don't think I fully recovered from it. I'm sitting here in the middle of the night typing this because my friends are pretty much unreliable, but I needed to say something. The second post is titled, "It's Not Worth It Unless." Nobody says this, but essentially, we're put on this planet by people who were selfish enough to conceive for their own benefit. People have kids because they're so set on continuing a bloodline of misery, and then we, the children, have to buy a temporary fix or waste funds to try to help fix that debilitating roadblock. It's been 6 years since I graduated from high school. I watched my friend graduate and went to her graduation only
6 years, damn. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You 24, you still got virginity, shorty? Ain't nobody want to take that bitch from you yet? Now, I don't want to be superficial and say, like, are you not attractive? But, like, someone was willing to come see you. They canceled the last minute, so I don't know, bro. Bop.com. Data Bop. Bops are us. For the women tired of homie hopping. And the men tired of all the pussy bopping.
To be met with passive aggressiveness from her stepmother because I don't have a job. I haven't had a job this entire time, and honestly, I wish I could euthanize myself. Money used to be important to me as a way to live and to get myself and my family out of poverty, but that all changed after my grandmother had a stroke. My mental health started declining more. It would always be, next year I'll get a job, but honestly, I don't think I ever will. I don't think I'll ever thrive in life anymore. I won't be able to have nice things or a decent house or space or be able to...
Bro, some people are not meant to undergo stress. I kid you not. It sounds like to me you got cursed at birth. 'Cause I've been through a lot of shit. A lot of the things I've been through, a lot of people won't be able to go through. They'll be just like Shorty, not want to live life. And this comes from a person that used to be suicidal. Like, my nigga, you can, bro, yeah. You don't want to live life and you want to get non-consensually taken advantage of. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she has Stockholm Syndrome. And that's not me trying to be funny. I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up with Stockholm Syndrome. Like, you hold her at gunpoint and say, nigga, you mine now. She gonna be like, okay. You ain't even gotta hold her at gunpoint. You just gotta look at her dead in the face and like, hey, you belong to me now. She's gonna be okay with that, nigga. She didn't have a life to begin with. She broken, nigga. She wants somebody else to do all the other shit. Just give her what's it called? I didn't mean to do that. Give her a what's it called? Give her a main function. Say, hey, today you fold clothes. That's all she gonna be doing. And be happy than a bitch. That's what it sounds like she's going through. And I'm not saying this to be funny. That's just literally what it sounds like she's going through.
To keep anything because I'm just not mentally able to. I lost my will to live and I'm barely holding on for a reason to exist. I don't have friends I can trust. I don't have a boyfriend. I hate seeing people in happy relationships around me because I feel like that would be the only good thing in my life. I feel like a healthy relationship would be enough to get me on my feet, to give me a reason to start living, but I don't have that. Therapy hasn't fixed anything, and
So it's not that she craves the sexual part of being, taken advantage of. She craves intimacy. Like, shorty, you just need a hug. You just need a hug, a pat on the back. You need someone to hold you. That's really it. You need someone to hold you, shorty. You need someone to hold you. Someone to tell you it's going to be okay. That you are allowed to not be okay right now. There is nothing you have to worry about. Because when tomorrow comes, today will no longer be a thing. Because tomorrow is another chance for you to make it as good as a day as possible. Even if you don't know how to do that. You just start with a little bit of something. You'll get there. And if you need me to be by your side, I will do that. That's all she needs to hear. That's all she needs to hear. She going through it, bro.
She knows